wearing pointing and stout. For him soon the torment's over. Of the love of me, he is never afraid. An old son from the Irish Rover. We had sailed 7 years when the measles broke out, and the ship lost its way in the fog. And that whale of a crew was reduced down to two, just myself and the captain's old dog. Then the ship struck.
The mid-season league break is over. We are glad to be back, and I'm sure you are glad that league football has at last returned. We've only been away for a few weeks, but it feels like months. But yes, we're back in action tonight. Celtic against St Mirren live on Celtic TV. A full card of fixtures tonight, so plenty to happen here in Scottish football. The team is in good spirits, as you can see, as manager Brendan Rodgers led them off the coach here to a very cold Celtic Park. The rain is starting as well tonight, but we are very much looking forward to this one, which kicks off in just under half an hour's time. 7:45 kick-off, Celtic Park time. I'm Jerry McCulloch. Welcome to you, our Celtic TV viewers, and for those inside the UK and Ireland, those watching live on our Celtic YouTube channel. Simon Donnelly and Celtic women's captain Kelly Clark are my guests pitch side tonight. Tom Boyd and Paul Currahey on commentary duty. Simon, have you been waiting for this with bated breath?
Yeah, chomping at the bit, to be honest, Jerry. You know, get the league campaign up and running again after the break. You know, me and you were at Ibrox for that disappointing last performance. It seems a million years ago now, but yeah, full of optimism. A good result at the weekend in the Cup. A couple of new faces. I believe Burke starts again tonight. Looking forward to seeing how he can develop under Brendan. So yeah, a lot of positives, and hopefully 3 points tonight. In
a lot of ways, Kelly, the real work begins now, you could say, this second half of the season.
Yeah, I mean, going in, what is it, 8 points with a game in hand, you know, maybe would have liked to be a bit further ahead than that, but, you know, from now to the end of the season, it's hard work. They've had their break, they've gone away, they've worked hard, and they've come back in hopefully better shape, so looking forward to the next run of games. We are, of course, in the midst of the January transfer window. There's already been a few acquisitions. I believe we're going to see Celtic's new signing Bayo, who's going to make an appearance at half-time here to be welcomed to paradise by the Celtic fans. He arrived in Scotland for the first time yesterday after his paperwork all went through for his transfer. But Burke and Weah, of course, were the two big names that have appeared up until this point. We can see them both tonight. One of them starts on the bench, one of them starts in the starting 11. Let's take a look at the starting 11 this evening. It will be Scott Bain in goal for Celtic, a back four of Lustig, Ayer, Benkovic and Izagiri. Scott Brown in the holding role behind McGregor, Christie, Forrest and Sinclair on the wings, with Oliver Burke playing up front. On the bench for Celtic tonight, Craig Gordon, Jozo Simunovic, Nir Beaton, Johnny Hayes, Ewan Henderson, Mikey Johnson and of course Timothy Weah, who I would imagine we would see at some point. So two changes to that side that beat Airdrie. Lustig in for Ralston, who believes still got an injury, and Ayer in for Boyata. What do you make of the team, Simon?
It's a good looking team on paper again, you know, midfield to front, a lot of variation there, a lot of pace and creativity. Lustig's got the experience at playing the right back. Ayer's, you know, played enough games at Celtic now that he should slot in here with no problems, but it's from midfield to front, I think, where Celtic will create problems for St Mirren tonight. You know, a lot of mobility in there. And I watched Burke at the weekend. It was maybe a wee bit uncomfortable for him playing through the middle, but I listened to Brendan speaking about him at the start of the week and what he's going to do with him. And you know, the boy's still 21 and learning. And I think he's got the tools. You know, he's a strong lad, he's quick, and if he can bring that little bit of, you know, forward cleverness to his game, I think he'll be a good player for Celtic.
He will indeed. It's a great opportunity for Oliver Burke. We'll talk about the goalkeeping situation in a few seconds, but first though, let's hear from Celtic manager Brendan Rodgers. He's been speaking to John Ledwith.
Brendan, tonight sees the first of 3 important matches in the next 8 days. How important is it that we continue this run of domestic home form?
Well, it's very important. I think tonight is the beginning of the second part of the season for us in terms of the league. So we have these home games which are important for us to try and maximise our points. So yeah, we were good at the weekend in our first game, and tonight the aim is to be better.
You've not had your troubles to seek in terms of injuries. It looks as though a couple of changes have been forced upon you tonight as well. Would that be fair to say around the back four, certainly?
Yeah, obviously Tony's going to be out for a number of weeks now. Unfortunately for him, he twisted his ankle really badly when he landed. So that's real disappointing news for us. So he's going to be out for some time with that. Dedrick Boyata just had a little bit of tightness around his groin. So again, no need to risk that. Because, like I say, he's a very important player for us, but we also have players that can come in and do very well. So Chris will come in, make a good experience as well. Will come in and like I say, they've played many games for us and know how we work.
And you've resisted the temptation to start with Timo Weah. I know there's been a lot said about him after his debut goal, but Scott Sinclair made a fantastic contribution, and it would be difficult to dislodge him at the moment from the team.
Yeah, I think it's important for all the players to contribute, whether it's from the start position or coming off the bench. Timothy's come in and he's a real great boy who wants to do the best he possibly can here, and like I say, whether he plays or whether he's from the bench, he'll make an impact in a number of positions, and Scott is the same. Scott scores goals, and he's a very important player for us.
Tough game earlier in the season in Paisley, and St Mirren come off the back of a fighting display at the weekend. We'll really have to be at our best again tonight.
Yeah, I think again they'll be really compact, really tight. We're going to have to play with a good speed in the game, and then hopefully then show our quality to break through. If we can get a goal early on, it always can open the game up for you. But like I say, the players have been used to playing against this type of block now, and they've always worked it out in the end. So the idea tonight is to get our 3 points, but to perform well, and then let's see where we go.
Best of luck tonight, Brendan.
Thank you.
That's great.
Thanks very much to Celtic manager Brendan Rodgers. We'll hear live from Brendan at full time, of course, after the game, live here on Celtic TV. Timothy Weah is a player who clearly comes with a very big personality. He comes with some good footballing genes as well. You'll remember his dad, George Weah, former world footballer of the year. He's a player who's only going to be here a short time, but Simon, he could be one that really excites these fans. He already has started.
Yeah, he showed what he could do at the weekend. You know, a fantastic run for the goal, and has to be said, a fantastic pass with Boyata as well. And he brings a lot of pace to the forward line up there. I think we talk about his dad. You know, I remember his dad. I had to remind my kids this week of who George Weah is, but if he's half as good as his father, we're in for a treat, you know. But a fantastic platform for the lad to come and show what he's all about. And you know, he said himself, you know, I think the place wasn't quite full at the weekend there. He said the atmosphere was incredible, and he can't wait for a full house here to show what he can do.
You're about to make Simon and I feel very old, Kelly, but do you remember ever seeing George Weah?
No.
No, not at all. Have a look at him on YouTube. He was a very, very special player. The thing about Timothy, though, he comes with a big personality, Kelly. He comes as someone who seems as if, even though he's very, very young, looks for the big atmosphere, can handle that big time.
Yeah, you know, I think as an attacker especially, you know, we talk about it all the time, confidence as an attacker is vital. You know, you need to be confident to go past someone. He does come with, you know, almost a bit of a good arrogance about him, that I can go past you and I will go past you. And like we said, you know, a great run for the goal on Sunday, and he took it superbly. You know, again, as a young player, very easy to lash at that, to take it around the goalkeeper and you know, sclaff it wide, but the composure to just touch it past was excellent, and he clearly loved it with his celebration. Yeah,
because you know yourself, Simon, more than most, that in order to be able to perform, it's the world's biggest clubs, which Celtic has won, and you know, you can have all the skill in the world, but you need to be able to handle the pressure, the weight of the jersey, and you need a big personality and character to do that.
Yeah, that's obviously not so much a gamble, but it's obviously the slight worry, you know, when you get players that can do it week in, week out elsewhere, can't quite get to grips with the pressure that comes with playing with Celtic. But the kid's been at PSG, you know, and even under influence of his dad, you know, the experience. He's an 18-year-old, but the comments that are coming out of his mouth of somebody, you know, a seasoned campaigner, he's really confident in the goal. You know, he takes his goal, that'll lift his confidence as well, and he'll just be looking for more minutes on the pitch, hopefully tonight.
Do you think we'll see him at some point?
I think so, yeah. I think he's here to play, you know, and he's forced his way in with a goal at the weekend. All right, we start with Burke up top again, you've got to give him a chance as well, but I think Ware will play some of the game tonight, yeah, maybe half an hour.
Celtic, of course, are still top of the league. If we can look at the league table as it stands, level on points, but a game in hand there at the top. Some other big fixtures tonight. Rangers are away to Kilmarnock, so there are opportunities. Celtic, especially with the home games coming up against teams. I mean, listen, Celtic should be beating every team domestically at home, but with the games coming up, do you see opportunities there, Kelly, to perhaps get that lead at the top extended in a way that looks a bit more comfortable to us?
Yeah, I mean, Celtic Park is a place that every team in the league will dread to come to, you know, and have so many home games, it does give them an advantage, you know. They're very used to playing in front of these big crowds, and as we've seen, you know, it can really affect the opposition. So for these teams that are maybe struggling down the bottom or mid-table with not as much to play for, it's not a place that you would want to come. So massive opportunity to try and create a bit of a gap in between ourselves and the people that are trying to stop the next league win.
Yeah, St Mirren tonight, Hamilton at the weekend, St Johnstone next midweek. Some big opportunities there to get some big 3 points on the table. Celtic, of course, were back in action at the weekend. Not league action, it was Scottish Cup 5th round. The opposition here at Celtic Park were Airdrieonians. Let's look back on that 3-0 victory.
Across now to Boyata, and again all the black shots funneling back into position, but the ball slotted through the inside right channel to McGregor. McGregor thought about the cross, instead just walks it to Forrest. Forrest edge of the box, gives it to Ralston. Ralston takes a touch, he's got McGregor on the right hand side. McGregor back one side on his favoured left foot, leaves it for Christie. It was a wonderful ball through the channel there from Diedrich Boyata as Ralston cuts into the area. Still Ralston, still a chance for Anthony Ralston. It could be a wonder goal. Ralston takes a shot and breaks back to Izagiri, goes down, surely a penalty. And the referee points to the spot. Crichton not happy, and neither is the goalkeeper, but you have to say it was an easy decision. Scott Sinclair against David Hutton to make it 1-0 in the Scottish Cup 4th round tie. Sinclair steps forward and it's saved by the Airdrie goalkeeper and played behind for a corner kick. Well, I'm not sure if it's a surprise what colour jersey the goalkeeper's wearing, because he certainly looks delighted. Forrest drives towards the touchline, cuts it across to the far side, it just goes beyond Sinclair, it's cleared and gathered by Edwards, but his first touch allows Celtic to get the ball back. It's Forrest again, with Ralston ahead of him, but still Forrest. He's in the box, plays it towards Burke, plays it low and it's saved. It must be a goal, and this time Scott Sinclair, third time lucky. Hutton could only take a touch into the path of the Englishman, and with 36 minutes on the clock, the light show starts, and Celtic, their first goal of 2019, and Celtic 1, Airdrie 0. Ralston challenged there, surely a foul by Campbell, but the referee waves play on, and it's Gallagher, switches it out wide to Stewart. Airdrie will try and swing this one in. Stewart drives into the area, still a chance, plays it along the 6-yard box, and it's saved by Bain. Well, it's a Stramash on the line, eventually it breaks back to McIntosh. Well, out of nothing, Airdrie fashion a chance, and you have to say it was a wonderful save from Scott Bain from about 2 yards out, and Airdrie are probably wondering why they didn't manage to equalise. Again, it'll be an out swinger, and he curls it towards the edge of the 6-yard box. It's a free header from Boyata, it's almost put in the back of the net, and eventually it's smashed home. And Sinclair with his second goal of the afternoon. He could well be getting that match ball after all, and with 10 minutes of the second half gone, Celtic lead now by 2-0. still looking for goal number 3 with about 8 minutes of the match remaining. As the ball played through to Weir, he stabs it to the back of the net. Timo! The young American internationalist. He gets on the edge of the ball, steers it beyond David Hutton. A dream debut for the teenager. Celtic leads by 3 goals to 0.
Seen Timothy Weir's face there, that is what it means to score for Celtic. How I would love to have done that. These two have done that, but hopefully he'll get another chance tonight to get on that score sheet. Timothy Weir on the bench. One position we haven't mentioned so far is the goalkeeping position. We saw Scott Bain there with an incredible save against Airdrie in the first half. He keeps his position tonight for a league game. Perhaps a bit of a surprise.
Possibly just with the way, you know, Brendan set his team up beforehand. You know, I think Scott's predominantly played cup games, but his performance at the weekend was fantastic. We just spoke before we came on air. Every time he's been asked to do a job for Celtic, you know, whether it was at Ibrox, early on in his career here, you know, he's never let anybody down. And that save there, I mean, I think it was 5 consecutive saves in quick succession. The guy's it seems to me he's got a cool head on him, you know, and I think you have to have that as a keeper. You can be out the team for so long and then you're asked to do a job. As I say, he's not letting anybody down, so it's maybe a wee, you know, bonus from the manager for his performances lately.
We talked, Kelly, about needing to have a big personality to play for Celtic. They say you have to be a bit mad to be a goalkeeper. Scott Bain has that about him, and I mean that in the nicest possible way. He's a cracking guy about the squad, but he has a big personality. You know, he's one of the jokers in the squad, but he's really focused when he needs to be.
Yeah, I mean, like Simon said, every time he's been called upon, he's been magnificent, you know, and as a goalkeeper that's not playing every week, it can be quite difficult, and we have seen in the past, you know, that the second choice goalkeeper comes in and often struggles, maybe because of a lack of game time, but every time Bain comes in, he seems to perform. You know, he looks very sharp every single game he's played, and that save at the weekend, or the 5 saves, were just, you know, it's world class. He threw himself in front of the first one, the second one, the third one. Maybe he gets, you know, maybe the strikers could have found a corner better, but as a goalkeeper playing well, you will find the ball comes towards you, and he was in the way of every single one.
Yeah, certainly is a safe pair of hands. How much action will he see tonight? St Mirren sitting second bottom of the league. They have been difficult opposition. They took a point against Celtic, of course, in Oran Kearney's first game in Charles, but when you're down at that end of the table and you come to a place like Celtic, but I suppose, Simon, you come with nothing to lose.
Yeah, to an extent, but I think we've spoken about it before. I think they'll do what Airdrie did, and most teams do when they come here. They'll try and set out to frustrate Celtic and keep it 0-0 for as long as possible. So I've always stressed how important it is for Celtic to try and break the deadlock early on, and it invites them out and then they can pick them off again. I think the conditions tonight, again, we've spoken about it with the greasy pitch, will suit Celtic. And I don't see anything other than a comfortable home win here, to be honest, Jerry.
We know there's been some slight problems with the pitch. It's a little bit bare in parts. The manager spoke about the grass having a slight disease just now. John Hayes, the heads groundsman, and his staff have been working really hard on that, and they are confident that it's going to get back up to tip-top condition as soon as possible. You can probably see the rain coming down here inside Celtic Park. It's very cold. It's close to freezing here as well. I'm sure the players won't mind that, and the ball will be zipping about the surface. We talk about breaking St Mirren down early. Scott Sinclair is a player who can do that. He can break teams down. He can run it teams. He's been getting on the end of chances recently as well. Kelly, the thing I like about Scott is he gets criticised from a lot of quarters, but he never gives in. He never shirks. He's always there. Even at the weekend, missed a penalty, then popped up with 2 goals.
Yeah, I mean, he probably has taken a bit of criticism this year, and it's because he set the standard so high this first season. But I mean, he took his chances against Aberdeen again at the weekend. You know, he never gives up. He follows everything in, and that's where he got his goals from at the weekend. You know, so you'd like to think that any half chances tonight, Scott will put in the back of the net.
You can maybe see the lights all changing behind me. The teams are being read out. We're getting ready for the light show. So why don't you sit back and relax and enjoy that light show in the company of your commentators, Tom Boyd and Paul Cudahy.
Thanks very much, Jerry. Yes, good evening. Welcome to Paradise. The rain is pouring over the pitch, but as Jerry says, the light show just about to begin. The stadium announcer just going through the teams, and before the light show starts in earnest, if you're just joining us, the Celtic starting 11 tonight. 2 changes from the side that won 3-0 against Airdrie at the weekend in the Scottish Cup. Scott Bain retains his place in goals. Mikael Lustig comes in for the injured Anthony Ralston. Diedrich Boyata has also dropped out. Christopher Ayer replaces him. Philip Benkovic, and then Emilio Izagiri, Scott Brown, Callum McGregor, Ryan Christie, and then a front three of James Forrest, Oliver Burke and Scott Sinclair, and Tom Boyd and I. We're here in our commentary position, but we will take a back seat for a few minutes as the Celtic pre-match light show gets underway. Pictures, I hope you're enjoying them. It certainly is part of the perfect pre-match build-up. For those of you who have only got audio commentary, I hope your imagination is very good, but certainly it's now become part of the pre-match routine. It just made me think, Tom Boyd, back the day when you and I would have started coming to games, night games. It was always that wonderful sight as you approach Celtic Park, the big pylons and the floodlight shining down. I'm showing my age now, but yeah, those going back a few years now.
You still be able to see that as well as they come in, but this is an amazing spectacle, wasn't it? For the folk who are just listening for audio, the song was Adam Punish 2 Steps from Hell, so there you go. I've done a wee bit of groundwork there to find out what that was, and maybe they'll download it on Spotify or something next week. Yeah, it is a wonderful sight. It was equally as good a wee back then with the atmosphere we had under the lights at Celtic Park. Obviously, usually that was European games. This is not a European game, but it's every bit as important. That is one of those games to get the points to get us to win this 8 in a row and hopefully qualify once again for the Champions League, where this kind of music and light show really takes off.
Celtic back in league action tonight. Of course, it was the Scottish Cup at the weekend, and tonight is the second of 4 consecutive home games, the first in the Premiership. Of course, Celtic top of the table and with a game in hand. That will be next Wednesday night when we entertain St Johnstone. Hamilton, the visitors, on Saturday, but tonight it is St Mirren, a team who actually managed to hold us to a goalless draw back at St Mirren Park in September. A 0-0 draw that night. Charles was red carded at 10 minutes. Celtic could only take a point, but tonight they will be looking to take all 3 points against the side that are currently languishing 11 in the table. It's Celtic versus St Mirren, and both sides about to come out onto the pitch. Scott Brown making his 504th appearance for Celtic tonight. He surpasses the 503 total of the legendary Tommy Burns. joins the top 11 players to make appearances for Celtic. Oliver Burke, who became the 900th player to make a competitive appearance at the weekend. He retains his place up front. James Forrest, the Red Sox, Sinclair, of course, with those 2 goals at the weekend to help Celtic to the 3-0 victory. Timothy Weah, who got the 3rd goal, he's on the bench. The substitutes tonight: Craig Gordon, Rozo Simonovic, Neil Ton, Johnny Hayes, Ewan Henderson and Mikey Johnson. Celtic overwhelming favourites, Tom, but of course, as we always say, we can't afford to let complacency creep in, and I think Celtic will know. Kind of similar Saturday, will be a very defensive formation we come up against tonight.
Tony Fitzpatrick before the game, and I think he probably thinks of a long 4-1, 4-1, but we probably end up at 110 on occasion. But yes, but there's no been any complacency within the league form this season so far, and domestically. We've won every single game, so that's what we want to continue. So when we come out here to Paradise, we know we have to put on a show for the players, but also for us to retain the championship. We need to keep that record going and also start to improve our away record. And one of them was against St Mirren, we got points, 2 points at what's it called now, the Newler Street or whatever it was, so we got 2 points there. We don't want to be doing that in a game like this here tonight. We are overwhelming favourites, and we'll go on to a show on for us.
The 2 captains, Scott Brown and Steve McGinn, just exchanged formalities with the referee, Ewan Anderson, and the Celtic players will make their way into the huddle, which is illuminated with that green spotlight. It looked absolutely spectacular weekend. In the darkness of a January evening here in Glasgow, it looks absolutely spectacular, and the glow, it is green for glow, as the Celtic headline says this week. Scott Brown, as if like night vision goggles we've got here.
Well, I think you'd want every game to be played next time when you see these lights, absolutely fantastic, and it puts the opposition in the dark. Hopefully we will be doing that today with a level of performance that brightens this place up.
Celtic, as is normally the case, will shoot from left to right as we look from our vantage point here in the main stand, and it will be the home side to get the game underway. It's Oliver Burke who retains his place through the centre of the attack. Just waits for